February 9th, 2016, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
And Kate, it's the second day of the work week, and
Sure
oh boy, moving along very quickly here.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Hope everybody's doing well. You know, we had a little rain toward the end of last week, but gee whiz, the weather has just been wonderful.
It's been great.
And I'm sorry, winter is supposed to be winter. Summer and summer, and there the twain shall meet. That's the tutu twain. But the thing is that I sure like this time of year when the weather's right. You know?
Oh, I do too. I'm hoping for a calm winter for everyone.
I hope so.
For
of course,
everyone.
according to Punxsutawney Phil, that's what we're going to get. But
That's right. That's right.
I think he's been more wrong than right most of the time, so we should perhaps reverse that logic, but it doesn't matter. He says we're going to have good weather between now and March 21st.
That'll be great.
Excellent. Okay.
Very good.
Well, here's today's trivia question for today. We ask a trivia question in the first half and get the answer to you in the second half. And the category is the Bible. Let me find a question here. Okay. Well, let's see. Aha.
Aha.
Okay. No, that's not a good one either, because most people know these. Because you know where we live here. We live in the South, and people follow the Bible. Not to say that people in the North don't. I'm going to stop right here.
Stop right
there.
there.
Okay, I'll stop right here. What's the name of the second book of the Old Testament? There you go. Second book in the Old Testament of the Bible. What is the name of that book? Okay.
Okay. Very good, very good.
Very good, very good.
Who's got a birthday today?
Oh, birthdays today include Sheila Kuehl. Now, people who watch old television may remember a show called The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis, starring Dwayne Hickman and Frank Phelan and Dobie Gillis, not Dobie Gillis, but Maynard G. Krebs was a character. The Beatnik, played by Bob Denver. Funny guy, extremely funny. I'll tell you a story about that later on too. But The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis. This young lady, Sheila, played Zelda Gilroy, who was constantly chasing what? Who was constantly chasing him around. I know it's boring.
So much for subtlety.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, I know. Well, she was knocking the heck out of me over here saying,
Well, I was trying to, I'll call you out now. I was trying to go look at this camera.
oh, hi.
But since you made a scene and all.
Well, I'm so good at it, you know. Local live TV. I mean, what are you going to do, huh? Look, it's just me. It's just me. Anyway,
who else?
Okay, who else? Zelda Gilroy having a birthday. She turned 74 today. She's very much into politics there in California. Of course she is. Carole King having a birthday today. The singer is 73. Barbara Lewis, Baby I'm Yours. What a great hit that was. And Barbara Lewis is 72 today. Joe Pesci, funny guy, is 72. The lovely Mia Farrow, former wife of Old Blue Eyes.
Of Mr. Farrell?
Yeah, no, actually, Mr. Sinatra.
Oh.
Was Sinatra? Yeah, well, anyway, one of those guys. Anyway, she's 71 today, and he's not. Judith Light's having a birthday. She was on a couple of TV shows. Who's the Boss?
Okay.
And a couple other things. Anyway, she is 65 today, and those are the birthdays we have so far.
Happy, happy.
Happy everything there.
Happy, happy.
The State of the Child Conference.
State of the Child.
15th annual is on March 11th, and this will be at the University of Mount Olive, and it's going to be a great event. Everybody's invited to attend. I think it's $25, and that includes lunch. But what a list of topics and subjects. Trends in child fatalities, gang awareness, gang education, Affordable Health Care Act, Darkness to Light, building communities, and it goes on and on and on and on. And they get all this done in just a few hours.
Yeah.
This is a major event. All individuals, teachers, professors, laymen, everybody's invited to attend this workshop. It's at the University of Mount Olive on March 11th, and you need to call and register because they always run out of room. Always. The number is 587-0333, 587-0333. Today our guests are Courtney Boyette and Amanda Pliler. Courtney is with Eastpointe, and Amanda is with Wayne County Department of Social Services.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you again,
You too.
Amanda. And Courtney, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad you're here. Now, Amanda, I'll let you introduce Courtney. Why is she here?
Courtney is our fabulous secretary of the State of the Child Planning Committee. The State of the Child Conference is something we put on every year. It's
it's our 15th year.
Yes.
15th year. Okay, so it's been going on a while.
It has.
All right, that's wonderful. And this is going to be held when?
Friday, March the 11th.
Okay.
From, I think it's 8:30 to 3 o'clock.
And where?
Mount Olive College.
University of Mount Olive
That's
on
it.
March 11th at 8:30 p.m.?
A.M.
A.m.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Now, what's this all about, Courtney? What is this State of the Child Conference?
Well, it's an all-day workshop that we're offering. It's a collaboration of agencies that get together each month, and we plan for a whole year, and we've got lots of great topics. We've got some opening plenaries. Dr. Gail Marcel from Wesleyan College, and I know you've coordinated to have
Our closing plenary is author and motivational speaker David Rendell
Okay.
from here in Wayne County.
Right.
and then we have lots of different workshops that you can choose from. We've got an array of autism, where we have the personal and the professional perspective of what it's like to deal with an individual with an autism diagnosis. We've got Janelle Clevenger from the Wilson Mental Health Association.
Okay.
It's one of our workshops, and we've got
Well, who would most be interested in attending this? You mentioned someone who would have someone in their family or someone who actually has autism.
Yes.
Who else would be interested in this?
Well, the purpose of the workshop is to kind of provide some education opportunities for professionals who work with children. That covers people in daycare settings, school systems, DSS, guardian ad litem volunteers. If your hands touch, the field of children at all, you would benefit from the
So
conference.
is this for the medical field? Is this for individuals? Is this for teachers? Is this for
yes, it's open to the public. Really,
Everybody.
anybody can come.
Anybody.
We do have school teachers, daycare, like she mentioned. We have DSS workers, mental health workers. Really, we have an array. We have some law enforcement and juvenile justice folks there.
Wonderful.
So it's really a great day, because not only do folks get to learn new interesting topics, but they get to network as well. So.
Yeah. This is the 15th annual, so how has the attendance been over the last 14 years?
Oh my, we've got to where we have to cap the attendance and actually turn people away.
Really?
Because we run out of room.
Oh my.
So, in fact, I think it's at 325.
We have to cap at 325, and we have about 350 people total
Okay.
with a waiting list generally. So,
So is registration necessary?
yes.
Absolutely.
It is absolutely necessary. So how do people register for this?
They can contact Debbie Barnes, and her information is on the flyer we
On the
brought
flyer.
with you
We've
today.
got a flyer here.
And you can also find the information on our Eastpointe website to
Okay.
register. It's www.eastpointe.net.
Is that Eastpointe with an E?
And that's Eastpointe with an
That's
E.
Eastpointe with EASTPOINTE
And
dot
it's-
net.
Yes, sir. And it's under training and upcoming workshops. You can go in there and upload the information and register.
Okay, and registration is absolutely necessary. Is there a cost?
It's $25.
Really?
Yes, which
For
is
a
very
whole
low
day
You
cost.
couldn't go any lower. No, I'm just teasing. That's a great price.
It's for an all-day workshop with, like we said, there's probably around 15 different workshops and presenters, plus the plenaries. We also have vendor booths that are set up that represent different agencies that work with children, and some that don't necessarily fit in that category. We've had some from like sex trafficking that have come in, and sometimes they will sell items to help with that. And then the cost also includes a meal, so you get your lunch provided as well.
All that for $25?
Yes, sir.
That is a deal.
And we also provide, they get a promo, a bag that's got the Save the Child emblem on it. So we're really proud of the conference. And
I'm just looking over the list of topics here. This is amazing what you're covering in one day. Child fatalities, gang awareness, and that's such a big topic
Yes,
now.
that's always a popular workshop.
It is. I can see how it would be, because there are some people who say, oh, we don't have a gang problem. We just have some misguided youth. Well, guess what? We've got a gang problem. Affordable Health Care Act, autism, darkness to light. So you think you can work with others? Ha! Well, that's a good topic, though. Working with military families is always good. Meeting the unmet needs of exceptional children. And that's something very interesting. Some people may feel that just because a child is exceptionally smart, they're fine. They don't need any help. They don't need guidance. But they certainly do, don't they?
Absolutely.
Anyway, there's so many others here that are so important. These workshops, and this is, you're going to get all this done in one day.
Yes, sir.
Well, you've done it 14 times, so probably you got it down to a science now.
And one thing that we're doing is also the suicidal and parasuicidal behaviors in adolescents, and that's like
boy.
self-harm and cutting, and that's a very interested topic. We get requested. Dr. John Legata from Eastpointe will be doing that session.
And I can see where there would also be a lot of denial in that area as well.
Yes.
Oh, my child wouldn't dare cut himself, wouldn't dare cut his arm. So anyway, this is something that is very, very important. Again, it's March 11th at the University of Mount Olive, and it's going to be in the center.
Yes.
Which center is it in?
It's the Raper Building, is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, the Raper Building.
Yes.
Okay, sure, I know where that is. Yeah, on the campus of Mount Olive, University of Mount Olive. So again, March 11th, and it's $25. And again, help me, remind me how we can register for this.
You can go to the Eastpointe website, Eastpointe with an E,
Right.
.net, and look for the trainings and upcoming workshops, and get your registration that way and mail it in to Miss Debbie Barnes.
Is there a deadline for this, for registering, or?
We would encourage everybody to do it as soon as possible.
Seating is limited.
Yes. We do generally fill up about February, sometimes mid to end February, and
Yeah.
that's when we have to cut off.
Yeah, okay, that's unfortunate.
Yes.
You need a football stadium or something,
We
right?
do, we
Okay,
do.
actually more than that. Okay. Okay, ladies, thank you very much. Courtney Boyette with Eastpointe and Amanda Pliler with Wayne County, Wayne County Department of Social Services. I just sent you somewhere else. That's okay.
okay.
Thanks for being here, Amanda. Good to see you
Thank you,
again.
Mr.
All right.
Wayne.
Courtney, nice meeting you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you
Hope
as
to
well.
see you again soon.
All right, thanks.
All right, thank you. Our guest today, we're very pleased, very honored to have Dr. Curtis Roney. Kurt is with the University of Mount Olive. He is professor of strategic management. Man, what in the world does that mean? And by the way, welcome. I'm glad you're here, Kurt.
I'm
Good
glad
see
to
you,
be
man.
here, Wayne, and thank you for helping us to get the word out about the Tillman lecture. We're all very excited because it's for us it's a big deal.
Now, explain, first of all, what the Tillman Lecture is, the topic, and when it's going to be.
Well, the Tillman lecture will be held on March the 3rd, which is a Thursday at 11 o'clock. And the Tillman lecture is given in honor of Mr. Robert L. Tillman, whose endowment made our business school possible. And Mr. Tillman is widely regarded for crafting the business model that made Lowe's, the Lowe's companies, the success that it is today. He was the chief executive of Lowe's.
This is Lowe's Hardware?
Lowe's, the
building supply?
the competitor of Home Depot.
Oh,
You
okay.
bet. And we actually use the Lowe's case in our classes because if Mr. Tillman hadn't figured out that you know, it wasn't going to work to be a lumberyard chain you know, much longer, if he stayed that way, maybe they would go the way of other lumberyards. So
Right.
he figured out that Lowe's needed to be more like Walmart and develop wider aisles with pastel colors and brighter lights. They did market research and found out, may come as a surprise to you, that when you remodel your house and fix it up, you may think that you're making the decision, but it's really Mrs. Alley that's making that decision.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
So when they realized that that was the case, then they redesigned the stores so that they'd be more appealing to women, make the merchandise a little lower on the shelf so Mrs. Smith could reach it, the aisles wider so she could stand back and look at it and imagine what it'd look like in her home. And
These are business strategies,
right,
and Mr. Tillman came up with this idea.
he did.
And this is brilliant. And that's why Lowe's has become the success it's become.
Because of the business model that he figured out. And in addition to endowing our business school, he also provided us with the funding to bring distinguished speakers to campus. And this year we have invited Mr. Jerome Glenn, who is Chief Executive of the Millennium Project in Washington, D.C., to come speak with us. And Jerry Glenn is a renowned expert in strategic foresight, making long-range assessments of economic and political and social issues that form the basis for government policy. And he is an undisputed expert, perhaps the most highly regarded expert in the field.
And he's coming to Mount Olive.
We are
University
very
of Mount Olive.
fortunate that he's going to come see
Well,
us.
this is amazing. But you know, half of what you said is really over my head. I'm sorry.
Well,
but that's it sounds interesting and it sounds fascinating. Now, first of all, tell me about the Millennium Project. What is that? What does that mean?
Well, I'm glad you asked because it's really a remarkable institution. The Millennium Project was formed back in 1996 jointly by the United Nations and the Smithsonian Institute, and particularly the United Nations University. And the Millennium Project manages a network of hundreds of futurists and academics, strategic planners, and policy specialists around the world who are employed by governments, non-government organizations, corporations, and universities. And these folks study 15 critical issues that are of worldwide importance. And I know you'd like to know what some of those issues are, so I wrote a few of them down on my note card here because I knew I wouldn't be able to.
Please share. Come on now. No, go ahead. What do you have there?
Some of these critical issues are terrorism, the urbanization, population growth, the scarcity of food and water in parts of the world, education, the conventional shifting sources of conventional and alternative energy, human rights, and the emergence of new technologies such as bioengineering and artificial intelligence. So this is a collection of very smart people who are studying very important issues.
This sounds very important, Kurt. And,
it is.
It sounds like it's going to be a fascinating discussion and workshop. Well, it's not a workshop; it's a
lecture. Yeah.
But so we've gone a long way here talking about Mr. Tillman and how he has designed and redesigned to come up with the strategy for his Lowe's stores.
Right.
To situations concerning the entire world and how we are able to extend our lives,
indeed,
stay out of trouble, and confront these problems.
Yeah.
So this again is March 3rd.
Yeah.
And will he be discussing and talking about all these items?
Well, in fact, he's going to talk about the work that the Millennium Project does, and it's worth mentioning some of the important things that the Millennium Project does and the kind of work that it does. The Millennium Project is comprised of 56 participating organizations all around the world. The Millennium Project and these organizations study these 15 critical issues continuously. And as they develop results, these results are entered into an international intelligence system electronically that is operated by the Millennium Project, and that system's used to do strategic studies. So currently, the Millennium Project is studying the effect of new technology on the demand for human resources and the changing nature of work that people will be asked to do between now and 2050.
Wow.
And so you can just think about how in the old days ladies sat at the switchboard at the telephone company and plugged in, you know, people making calls,
Sure.
or how guys who were draftsmen would sit at tables drawing the specifications of parts for machines that would be sent down to the factory floor to be manufactured. Today, those jobs don't exist. And so the question that these folks are looking at is, how will the demand for people and what people do change over the years? And
Fascinating.
It really is.
It really is fascinating.
I'll give you another example. In 2014, the Millennium Project studied terrorism and the growing access of individuals to weapons of mass destruction.
Wow.
Now, that's a pretty significant issue.
Very serious, yes.
And it's become more important. And I'll give you one last one that's a little closer to home here. In 2013, the year before the last one, they studied the growing threat, the growing vulnerability of urban population centers, cities that are on the coast, to climate change. And so if you just think back, some years ago, violent weather produced floods in New York City, and the subways were flooded.
Right, I remember.
And then you remember New Jersey and the damage that they suffered.
Hurricane Sandy.
And then there was New Orleans. And so the question that these folks looked at and have written a report about is, what is the potential for for a trend like this in cities such as Los Angeles, San Diego, Houston, New Orleans, and so forth, Miami. And so these people do very important work, and they do one other thing that's really important. They don't just do the studies. They counsel government executives. They teach governments how to do these studies so they can form economic and social, political, military policy on a more rational basis.
Wow, this is all coming up. This gentleman will be at the University of Mount Olive on March 11th.
March the 3rd.
I'm sorry, March the 3rd, beginning at 11 a.m., right?
Beginning
he will
at
be in
11.
Raper Auditorium,
Yeah.
Raper Hall Auditorium.
That is right, yeah.
Is there a fee for this? Does it cost to get in?
No. We want everybody to come.
It's going to be a fascinating lecture, it is.
And one reason is because of Jerry Glenn himself.
Yeah.
This guy is world-renowned as an expert in the methods for forming strategic foresight. And he advises executives of governments all over the world, including heads of state. And currently, right now, he is advising executives in the government of Finland on these very same kinds of issues. A few years ago, he spent several years in Egypt and Kuwait studying strategic issues that have only recently become publicized. And routinely, Jerry advises presidents and senior government officials of countries that maybe you never heard of, like Azerbaijan and Peru and Chile. Yes. He's invented some of the methods that we use to study futures issues. The fascinating guy. He's written over 100 articles, 2 books. Before he became chief executive of the Millennium Project, he was the executive director of the American Council for the United Nations University, which helped to form the Millennium Project, and he was also deputy director of the Partnership for Productivity. So he's got one other qualification that I guess I would mention in closing. He is a great speaker. So we are very, very fortunate that he has agreed to come speak to us.
That is wonderful.
I would hope that and imagine that executives from all over the region would want to come here, Jerry, and see the future through the eyes of a very well-informed futurist.
I would certainly think that just about anybody would love to go and listen to this lecture and hear what this gentleman has to say. We are out of time.
Okay.
Kurt, I don't know how to thank you for coming in and sharing this information, but this is very exciting.
Well, thank you for helping us get the word out.
Certainly.
Wayne.
It's March 3rd. What day of the week? Is that a Saturday?
That is a Thursday.
That's what I meant to say. It's a Thursday.
In Raper Hall.
In Raper Hall.
In the auditorium of Raper Hall.
In the auditorium of Raper Hall on March 3rd. Begins at 11 o'clock. There's no fee. Just go in, have a seat, kick back, relax.
Please come see us and hear Jerry Glenn inform us about the future.
Dr. Curtis Roney is Professor of Strategic Management at the University of Mount Olive in Mount Olive, USA. And Kurt, I really appreciate you coming in, buddy.
Well, thank you very much, Wayne, for helping us get the word out.
Certainly. Thank you. And we are back on Wayne Goldsboro Television, and am I looking in the right place?
You are.
Okay, hi there.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. Wow, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, and if you have any questions, if you want to make suggestions, if you want to say how much you like the program,
Call me. And if you want to say how much you're not enjoying it, you may email Wayne Alley.
and then I'll just throw it away.
No. But we do
I won't do that.
sincerely want to hear from you.
Sure we do. Good or bad?
Good or bad. What are some things that we could be doing differently? What are some programs that you would like to have brought into your living room, at your home? And we want to hear from you.
The email addresses are at the bottom of the screen there, wayne.alley@waynegov.com, or
Kate D at WayneCountyChamber.com.
excellent.
Excellent.
You know, Kate is the president of the Chamber of Commerce and just doing an outstanding job. And we're so fortunate to have her here with us. Thank you for being here.
You're very kind. Thank you, sir. Thank you for what you're doing. There's a lot of great things going on in Wayne County, and this program is helping get the word out. So
Well,
thank you.
I'm just sitting here having a good time. This is fun.
Trying to behave.
Well, you know what? Today's trivia question. The category was the Bible. The question was, what is the name of the second book of the Old Testament? Of course, the first being Genesis. The second book is Exodus.
Exodus.
Here we go.
Exodus.
We Exodus did. Okay.
Good questions.
All right. Now, what do we have?
Ooh. University of Mount Olive spring events for
Ooh.
2016.
Ooh, this is green.
This is green.
This is green.
They have got a jam-packed lineup again, and I will tell you that their lineup right now they're showing from January through April. Lots and lots of events. You can go to umo.edu. You can go to the Chamber's website, and we can link you directly to them. They are providing incredible opportunities,
That's true.
cultural enrichment
Oh, man.
throughout the year, and most don't cost a thing.
Most
So,
are
and it
free.
is right down the road at the University of Mount Olive, and we're so thankful for this incredible university that we've got right here in Wayne County, and all that they're doing for our students and for our community at large.
And everything you wanted to know is right here on this flyer. This is an amazing bit of information right here. It looks like this when you go pick it up, and you can get it all over the county.
That's right.
It looks like that, and it's green, and I'm looking at it. It's not. You don't see through it. How about that?
You don't see through it. That's right. Oh, that's why you were saying it's
I'm saying
green.
that's why it's green.
That's why you
But
were
anyway,
saying
look
it
at
was
this. It's got something for every single month of the year.
It does.
All kinds of information about what they're doing. The arts and sciences. Just so many things going on.
And if you don't have, if you don't have access to a computer on a regular basis, you can contact the University of Mount Olive, and they can mail you. They can put you on their mailing list so you can keep in touch with what's going on.
That's exactly right. So give them a call, give them a holler. Everybody there doing a great job, and we're fortunate as well because they come up and talk to us about once a month there about what's going on.
That's right.
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
And we are gearing up for our annual transportation hot topic. The Chamber of Commerce brings 4 quarterly hot topics, and our first one in 2016 is transportation. Just spoke on the phone the other day to Secretary of Transportation for the great state of North Carolina, Nick Tennyson. He will be here. It's going to be a jam-packed program, and we're very much looking forward to it. So be a part of the conversation, and if you are able to join us, we do hope to see you on Wednesday, February the 17th.
That's always an interesting and great program.
It is.
But you want to know about transportation, the infrastructure.
That's right, and there's a lot of conversation going on right now. You know, we're on the heels of the Connect NC bond. that will go on the ballot on March 15th.
Yes.
And, you know, my thing is go online, research it, make sure you understand what it is, what it entails. We had Janet Cowell, the treasurer for the state, come to speak at Rotary, I don't know, a couple of months ago. And the state of North Carolina is one of only 9 in the country who have received a AAA bond rating. Okay.
Oh boy.
So it's a big deal. And one of the questions that we asked that day was, if a bond goes on the ballot in the state of North Carolina, will it affect that rating? And it will not. So there's some things that, you know, I'm encouraging people to research. What does it mean for the state of North Carolina? You know, what will the effects be? And what does it mean for Wayne County? It's listed on connectnc.gov.
Oh, yeah.
And you can Google it as well. But be informed and be aware, and North Carolina and Wayne County specifically are slated for some pretty remarkable improvements.
Yeah. Okay.
In areas of focus.
In areas of focus.
Yes.
Excellent. One more thing real quick here. Speaking of Mount Olive University of Mount Olive, there's going to be a hymn festival. That's all set for February 18th at University of Mount Olive at 7:30 in the Hazel Waters Carnegie Assembly Hall on Wooten Street. The event is absolutely free. There'll be traditional music, traditional hymns, the newer hymns, the newer hymns, and the older hymns. So if you're into hymns, you can go to that. It's going to be a tremendous program, providing an opportunity for students, faculty, staff, and the community to listen to the University of Mount Olive choirs and sing along with your favorite church hymns. There you go.
Very good.
Okay.
I think we're out of time.
We're done.
Again.
All right.
Again.
So flip me over. We're done.
We're done.
We're done. So there you go. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock right here on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Till then, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.